Hello everyone. Today we are looking at one of the important area of concern, loneliness in married couples. Loneliness in married couples. Here we are mainly looking at the emotional loneliness. Loneliness can also be a social loneliness, especially when you don't have the network of socially, having social networks like friends or relatives. That is mainly with the social loneliness. In marriage, generally, it is more to do with the emotional loneliness. So we'll look into what it has and what the research says and how the changing, assumptions over a period of uh, how in the past it was perceived and how the current social changes making us look at this loneliness. So generally, when someone is getting married, it is mainly considered to be like, kind of the loneliness, to overcome the loneliness. There is a lot of research on marriage or married couples also says that getting married or being in a marital relationship will compensate or take away the loneliness or protects oneself from the loneliness. So it's unfortunate that more than 50 to 60% of marriages are moving much earlier, especially in the younger group. Within the couple of years of marriage, they are moving towards separation and divorce at an alarming rate is a cause for concern. Like we have discussed in our previous episodes, where couple, especially the younger group, when they are choosing a marital partner, they are actually choosing a partner who has opposite characteristics, while being unaware, trying to look for the similar qualities and then ending up into conflicts. So couples not taking enough time as to the process or going through process also makes one mature. So the impatience or the quickness of moving on, too much of independent views, all these affecting the marriage as a social system in the present scenario. So here, looking at the emotional loneliness, like we have discussed again in our previous episodes, in a married couple, generally there are developmental transitions or the psychological needs that are there with each transition, from being a couple to having young children to raising teenage children to middle age and old age. So when the psychological needs that vary with each stage, with each developmental stage, are smoothly uh, are not kind of able to mold smoothly, can also bring in a lot of discontentment and a lot of poor quality of marriage. So when we are looking at the research, recent research especially, the this emotional loneliness is mainly looked at as a kind of isolation, where unable to have a kind of attachment or a quality marital life with one spouse. So what are the factors that are very important that can take care of this loneliness? So here, over period of a decade or decade and a half, the research has been pooled to show that there are some important factors that will take care of this loneliness, especially the intimacy, which we have discussed in our previous episode. We are not looking intimacy alone as a sexual relation or only the physical union. Intimacy is an umbrella term for a number of concepts of being accommodative, understanding, and able to empathize with one's spouse, and making changes as the developmental stage required, or as the psychological needs are, the kind of psychological needs one has. So this intimacy and the communication, the continuous communication between the couple, the intimacy, and also very important, the matching of the value system. These three areas are proved to be more, countering the or reducing the loneliness in marriage. So there can be other factors like a financial security or health related factors usually mask the marital relationship. But when a couple has the protective factors of being intimate or able to communicate, so no relation is smooth, and then marital relationship is equally complex. So here, when there is a communication, there is also a conflict or a difference of opinion comes in the way. But in spite of that, they are able to make that, able to kind of handle the situations, and then being supportive of each other or accommodative of each other helps the couple move forward, together. Here, the main focus is being not on who is doing how much, but it is more like, as a couple, whether the couple are able to handle all the required needs of the family. So sometimes, generally, culturally, if you look at, women are more on the emotional side. Could also be one of the reason where the research also shows that the loneliness after marriage is high in women. So being more emotional, and then sometimes unrealistic expectations or confusion over not having clarity of what kind of expectations from the marriage also can, bring in a kind of loneliness into picture. And generally, this kind of emotional loneliness is or can be compared with the separation anxiety, where a child is separated or being away from the mother. The same kind of loneliness which is experienced is also seen in emotional loneliness. Generally, when someone is experiencing this, they are usually more anxious. Loneliness itself is one of the important symptom of depression. And then if added to that, if there is poor marital quality, more in terms of added stressful factors, any poor health or disability in one partner, or any other stress factors added to loss or financial crisis situations, any of these can add to the poor marital quality of the relationship. So looking at other possible factors, there can be other factors like child rearing factors, or a child having, required to have more time. And then sometimes it's also the present woman, where both partners being into the career, trying to manage the home and career, also sometimes adding more stressors. So all these factors can be like a cover. It may not be the actual reasons of the emotional loneliness. It's more to do with more additional factors. So sometimes couples who are not engaged in terms of, marriage is more to do with involvement and investing the emotions. So for fear of being close, or for fear of abandonment, or unable to handle the closeness, sometimes there can be, a kind of disengaged or disconnected kind of relationship, which is again perceived to be of being alone or being left alone. So there can be other masking factors, like if openly spoken about this kind of feelings, if there is a kind of abandonment, especially in women where they are dependent on the husbands for their financial security. So there can be a masking effect, or sometimes there can be a change in the location as the couple moving on to the older, like say 50+ years. There can be other factors coming into the pictures, like losing friends, or moving to a new location, or losing one's partners, where you are kind of left with no alternate but depend on the spouse. Here the economic dependency or the companionship, the dependency for a companion, so all these also can mask one's loneliness. So here, looking at what are the gender differences in the perception of loneliness, women generally, it again depends on what you are expecting out of marriage. Generally, when people are getting married, they are kind of trying to look for a kind of attachment figure or an attachment person. If that attachment or intimacy is not well established, they usually tend to express or experience this loneliness. Looking at the expectations, when a couple enter into a marriage relationship, the expectations, generally women as the statistics or research shows, that women look for a kind of mainly looking at a kind of honest relationship or an understanding and communicating kind of relationship, whereas men usually look for an attractive partner or sexual fulfillment. These kind of variations in their expectations, also the mismatch in their expectations also can add to the perception of one's loneliness. And here again, looking at other factors, like taking care of a sick child, a long-term child, like child who is born with any disability, or it can be the spouse himself or herself having a long-term health condition, can again cover the loneliness factor. And especially when in families like where there is additional stressors like alcoholism, or if there is a kind of continuous financial struggle or frequent shifting due to their career or in search of jobs. So frequent changes or a lack of stability in the kind of environment also might be adding, because it needs a lot of changes that one need to adjust or accommodate towards. So these are some of the factors affecting or bringing in the loneliness. And looking at other factors, especially in the older couple, looking at the older couple, here older couple more from the perspective of above 50 years, again 1 in 6 couple are again as the research shows, that 1 in 6 couple in the older group as well, indicating that they are going through this loneliness. And unfortunately, the report is very high in the women compared to the supportive or a kind of positive kind of relationship that couple hold in relationships where there is an indifference kind of marital relationship. Here indifference is more in terms of not engaging into the relationship, or just managing with superficial social relationships, and not really emotionally investing into the relationship, where women perceive themselves as to be more lonelier than their male counterparts. Here again, there's another kind of marriage where there is a kind of ambivalent kind of relationship. Ambivalent more in terms of there is a support, there is also considered to be stressful. In such relationships, the incidence of psychological health issues as well as cardiac problems, hypertension, these are the issues that are coming or affecting their relationship, or rather because of their ambivalent relationship, there is a kind of risk for their health problems or health related factors. So these are some of the important factors. And the marital quality, another important factor here is the quality of the marital relationship. Generally, the quality of marital relationship is dependent on not only the factors or the developmental transitions that one need to make. It can depend on various other factors, like I said, the health or the social changes. As the couple are getting older, there can be a kind of less network, social network, and then where they are forced to depend on each other. Marriage is more considered to be an interdependent relationship. It's not something that one can lead alone. It is more like dependent on each other, trying to compensate for each other's characteristics and accommodations that are made, that makes a fulfilling and satisfying marriage. So getting into a kind of indifferent kind of relationship, or sometimes an ambivalent, where there is strain, there is a support, where usually the loneliness is being again masked, or it is kept under cover, and then one seem to feel that things are going fine or relationship is going fine. So sometimes it is the fear of abandonment, or it is the fear of inability to manage the quality or the strains that can uncover if they look deep into their relationship, can also make people look at it as being in a harmonious relationship, which maybe once in a while keep erupting into, and then somehow they are being pushed under the rug, unresolved, or generally left with raw areas, and then which frequently keeps unearthing and start getting into some conflicting kind of situations. So looking at how one can handle this loneliness, so it's very important, the continuous communication, the closeness that a partner, especially the spending time together, communicating. Like I said, there can be definite difference of opinions, and the marital relationship where you are choosing a partner, unlike in other relationships where you are born with the parents or you already have the siblings. In relationship, the more realistic the expectations are, the better, or the better way that one can sail through this complex relationship in marital area. So it's important that one share or spend enough time before getting into the marital relationship regarding their expectations and their priorities, as the young couple plan to move on into their relationship, trying to getting into a marital kind of relationship. So nourishing one's hobbies, taking care of one's hobbies, and then planning their day planning their day along with the career and household kind of routines, catering some amount of time to the hobbies or interesting areas that keep them more occupied, meaningfully occupied, also can be a buffering factor. And continuous communication especially is very important, especially in areas of conflict, in areas of difference of opinion. Definitely being communicative also brings in problems, but at least they will help the other person or the partner understand, and then they can be stimulating in order to resolve the issues if a similar kind of difference of opinion crops up in the future areas. Just being busy with their careers or being socially active cannot compensate the loneliness. It has to be tackled by couple working out by communicating openly, and then taking care of their expectations and bringing them to more realistic ones. Sometimes being too much emotional without looking at the practical aspect of it can also make it more stressful. So trying to look at from a realistic perspective and trying to match them to one's spouse, the possibilities, practical possibilities within the circumstances that or the situations that they are in also can bring down the effects of loneliness. And meaningfully occupied is another way of countering the loneliness. And once it is married, usually the expectations that are brought in as to whatever that I lack in has to be fulfilled by the partner may not be always possible. So being realistic and being down to earth and looking at it from a more practical perspective and handling them. So some amount of independent way of handling the situations, and then able to bring in more meaning into their life by bringing in a career kind of working through their careers or focusing more on their self growth, whatever they feel can make them, if they have left a career half the way, trying to move on or trying to add more additional qualifications that can refine their half left careers can help, especially in women where they have to go through the child rearing. And in days where in the 70s, where the women are more economically dependent on their husbands, most of the times, even though there is an emotional loneliness felt, probably they would have not spoken it out for the fear of economic abandonment. But now the scenario is different, with the women becoming more career oriented and more individualizing. But this individuality should not become a block for their growth as a couple. So it is always important to keep the holistic perspective, or looking at couple as a unit, as a kind of we, or it is our home, and then how we can make it work out should be within our hands, rather than still looking at it as me and you, or it is my kind of a attitude can make a lot of difference in countering the loneliness. More importantly, the positive attitude or willing to change according to the situations plays a very major role, and being more practical according to especially when it comes to counseling. Most of the time it is the women who approach. It is also my practical experience that it is married women who approach for a kind of counseling help more than the men. Here mainly when you are entering into a counseling situation, it works better when you are with an open mindset, rather than trying to look for ways to change your spouse. So you're feeling lonely, it is always better to introspect as to what are my expectations, or what are the kind of situations that are making me lonely, can bring in a better solution, rather than trying to expect one spouse to make changes, unless the spouse is willing to come for the counseling and then understand. So it's not necessarily that one partner feeling lonely invariably means that the other partner is equally feeling lonely. So the factors that one look at the loneliness as a emotional kind of loneliness can vary with each couple and even between partners. So handling is mainly coming with a more open mind, trying to look from the other person's perspective and willing to change towards what works practically, and then working more from a practical perspective, and then let not these emotions overrule your health or affect the kind of growth towards, especially the psychological growth, is something that one need to protect. So other than this, mainly as we also spoke about some of the other factors, generally post-retirement, usually the first year of post-retirement is again considered to be much more stormy and difficult period. Most of the men generally feel much more happier post-retirement, while women continuing their household things might feel that there is a continuous stress or continuous low marital satisfaction reported. So whatever the reason for loneliness, it is important that one need to become aware of it and then work through and then find more practical ways of handling it, rather than looking for an alternate, or moving out of the marriage, or taking quick decisions without looking at the effect on their other partner, or looking at the young children, and then to the extent of trying to live in two separate homes, or where the kids are juggling with between the two partners and creating more confusion. It's important that as a couple openly trying to discuss, and then if sometimes it can also happen in counseling, where I have seen couples where the partner is willing to help, while the other partner is not feeling that loneliness, and especially the male partner not feeling lonely and more willing to help the wife to handle the situation, and then moving on with much more better relationship. So this is what I wanted to share in today's session. And then, yes, people might differ with the views that are there with individual couple. It vary. Like I said, that each couple is unique in their own way, and they have their own expectations from their marriages. So it is important, irrespective of how they feel and what they feel, the communication and then working of matching these expectations, and more in terms of accommodating towards meeting their expectations and keeping them more realistic, will make all the difference in countering the loneliness, rather than just pushing it under the rug and then thinking that life is moving on and there is no major issue. Thank you all.